Planning, Development Planning Service Committee meeting for June the 13th. We've already had the invocation, the pledge, and we have two commissioners present. We have before you the minutes.
Motion to accept as presented.
Yeah, so moved. No changes to the agenda. We don't have any presentations. Sorry. We'll move right into the debate. Matt's not here, so.
Are you taking Matt's stuff? Are you taking Matt's stuff?
I'll take it.
Okay.
If somebody wants to take it, I'll be glad to take it, or anybody else can take it. First item you have for consideration is renewal number one. This is coastal waste and recycling. This is our refuse contract. You'll see that we entered into that first contract November 16th, 2021 for 13 months. It does expire June 30th this year. All the terms are the same in the original contract, and there are 3 renewals left. Staff recommends approval of this renewal.
You've been happy with their service?
Yes, I think we have been happy with their service.
Move to consent.
So moved. Next item, sir.
Next item you have is renewal number one. This is ACOM Security Company. This is our integrated fire solutions, for fire and intrusion monitoring. Again, we had an initial term with them that expired June 30, 2023. Staff recommends renewing this contract for an additional 12-month period beginning July 1st, 2023 through June 30, 2024. Again, all aspects and the terms of the original contract and agreement remain the same, and there are 3 renewals left on this one as well. Staff recommends approval.
So moved. Next item, sir.
Next one, Mr. Titus, you want to take this one? Come up and take the supplemental agreement with GDOT.
Sure, this is just simply a formality. Basically, the project for William Few Parkway resurfacing came in over budget. Staff has subsequently met with the TIA office, and the TIA office has agreed to increase the budget to account for inflation at 3% per year, increasing the budget to about $241,090. So this is basically executing a supplemental agreement so that we can reimburse for that additional amount. Staff recommends approval.
So if we go over budget on this and we take that increase, it just comes off of another project at the end?
Well, no. So basically the TIA projects are budgeted and the budgets are set per state law. The only people that can change that budget is the TIA office. So even if we let a group of projects that we're doing right now with resurfacing, if we let 5, those 5 projects have individual budgets. So if one goes over and one's under, they don't wash. We actually have to go back to TIA office and have that adjusted.
So where does the extra money come from?
It comes from TIA discretionary that's approved by you.
Okay.
This project we received advanced funding on. We actually researched it last year, and we're working on reimbursement now.
Move to consent.
So moved. Thank you, sir. Next, we'll move into alcohol license.
All right, the first one we have is alcohol beverage license for KT O'Neill Restaurant LLC doing business as Rally Point Grill. KT O'Neill Restaurant LLC had applied for an alcohol beverage license to sell beer, wine, and distilled spirits for on-premise consumption at 4446 Washington Road. They have applied, provided all the necessary requirement information, and the site has been posted of May 16th. No known opposition, and since this is going into the place where Suite 10 was prior, there's no distance survey needed, so the staff recommends approval of the license.
Move to consent.
So moved. Thank you, sir. Next, we'll move into easements.
Yes, sir. We have a couple easement encroachment agreements to consider. First one up is an easement encroachment for property tax parcel number 074J parcel 053. It's an existing deck they're replacing in kind, and it's located within an existing 20-foot sewer easement. It has been reviewed by staff, and encroachment would be approximately 11 feet. However, staff is recommending approval of the encroachment.
So they're putting it back exactly where it was before.
Yeah.
So moved. Thank you, sir.
All right,
Next
the second easement encroachment is for a sign within an existing 20-foot utility easement along Evans to Locks Road. It's the New Paws in Paradise addition. In the backup, you see there's a graphic representation of where the existing sign is, and they're just moving it down closer to the driveway entrance. That encroachment is approximately 1 foot into that 20-foot utility easement. Staff's reviewed it and is comfortable with that request, so we are recommending approval of the encroachment.
And it falls within all the other sign ordinances?
Yeah, the size and all that is fine, it's just the location.
So moved.
All right, next item up is Resolution 2335, which is an amendment to the fee schedule for Planning Services Division. Currently, we have a number of fees associated with various applications that come through Planning Services. As you recall, last week at the BOC meeting, we entertained first reading of some new actions that will be required under House Bill 1405. That includes temporary use authorization, provisional home occupations, variances from Chapter 74 only, and then the appeal process. So we have now attached, this is attached to the fees that are necessary to recoup certain costs within those applications. So we are adding temporary use authorization at $35, provisional at $35, variances are appeals at $100. The difference in the cost primarily is dealing with ones that require legal notices only, and the other ones require legals and signs. So staff is recommending approval.
Charge enough to cover the cost of those signs?
Yes, the signs, and the legal is about $35, so that covers the cost on that, and the signs are in the $50, $60 range typically. So usually if it's a 1 or 2 sign application, you know, if it's on a corner lot or something like that, you know, you get 1 for each street frontage. Now on the off chance that it's a situation like we had over here in the Evans Town Center where we had 30, I think it was 32, we got it down to 24. We didn't come out ahead on that one. But overall, we're fairly close. We're not trying to make money off of it by any means.
So this is a charge per application, not
Correct.
per item on the agenda.
Correct.
If it does have a lot of
Yes,
sales in it, we could be upside down.
certainly.
Is there provision to charge more if that is a requirement to have more signs?
We can we don't have it currently. I mean, the only way we would do that is really through the fee schedule. It's upping the fees.
Would it make sense to at least make it so if you've got more signs, it's covering the cost? Because somebody's paying for the signs, and it might as well be the person whose benefit
Sure.
is getting.
One of the
Look
things-
at that.
Yeah, one of the things we've talked about too is from a policy standpoint is if you come in and you apply for, say, a rezoning and you need a variance to go with that for some reason, you really you're paying the one application fee. You're not paying per item that you're
Right.
requesting. So that may be something that we need to consider it moving forward as well.
This being a fee schedule, if you're so inclined to need to be moved to debate, we can actually take a look at that between now and the next meeting. So you'll have your first reading at the next meeting. So if there's changes we need to make between now and then, it being a debate item anyway, we can certainly do that.
I would like to move that to debate and give them time to look at it.
So moved.
Thank you.
Last item is a memorandum of understanding with Fort Gordon for military compatibility. Just as a little bit of background, county staff has been participating in numerous meetings since 2017 with representatives of the Fort, Augusta Richmond County, and several other affected jurisdictions around Fort Gordon. The compatibility use study was completed in 2019. One of the action items coming out of that was to work with each of these jurisdictions that were part of the committee task force, create kind of a general working, ordinances and resolutions that impacted their communities, but helped to work with the military compatibility with the activities on Fort Gordon. So this memorandum of understanding for consideration is just simply stating that we are going to continue to work with Fort Gordon on any development applications that are within our jurisdiction particularly, but in In doing so, this really benefits us in that we identify ourselves as, you know, who our point of contacts are with the planning department and then also on the forward. So we can actually go to somebody there and make contact with them instead of having to typically go through the garrison commander and their support staff and all that. So this really just kind of, I'll say, codifies a path forward that we are already implementing. Staff recommends approval.
No cost associated with this.
No, this is just ongoing activity that we're basically formalizing.
Move to consent.
So moved. Thanks, sir. Now we'll move in, oh, excuse me, any legal? All right, thanks, sir. We'll move into the reports, please, sir.
All right, May 2023 Planning Department Workload Measurement Monthly Report, submitted for your information only. Answer any question you have.
No questions.
All right,
Questions? We'll move on, sir.
April Plan Review Workload Measurement Monthly Report, and answer any questions I have about that.
Questions?
All right, the first one we have is the May 2022-23 Development Services Report, and a copy of that is in your information only. There's no action required.
All right, no questions, sir.
All right, and the next one's our May 2023 Development Service Financial Report, and a copy of that is attached for your information.
No questions?
And the last one we have is temporary event alcohol permits issued, and a copy of that's in your packet for information only.
Questions? All right, sir. Thank you, sir. Any questions or comments from the other commissioners or public? Sessions, being that none comments, we'll adjourn at 9:45.